Hello students, it's a long break after which we are again meeting. The last video which I made was on voice change, if you remember. So after the series of videos on voice change, this time I will be focusing on narration change. Now first I would like to draw your attention to what is narration. Say there are two persons speaking to each other, right? These two persons are speaking, these two people are speaking to each other. So, just a small thing that I would like to chide in here. Person is the singular and people is the plural. Okay. So, two people are talking to each other, and say there is a third person who is listening to this conversation. So, if I tell, if I am this third person who is listening to the conversation of these two persons, these two people, what will be my role as a narrator? My role will be to go and report this conversation, to go and report this conversation to someone else. That is my role as a narrator. So when I am reporting the conversation of two people, will I say this person is telling this person, I am feeling hungry? So will I go and tell, if I am reporting, will I go and tell that, will I go and say that I am feeling hungry? Then what does it mean? I am feeling hungry. The narrator is feeling hungry. So the entire meaning changes to something else. So what should be the exact function of the narrator? To report the speech? That is, A said that A was feeling hungry. So the narrator's duty is to report the conversation from the point of view of the speaker and the listener, right? From the point of view of the speaker and the listener, right? So the narrator cannot go and say, I am feeling hungry. Say if A is telling B that, give me a pen. Now narrator cannot go and say, give me a pen. Isn't it so? Can the narrator go and say, give me a pen? No. Then the entire meaning changes. So that is the role of the narrator, to report the speech as it is. Now, how many kinds of sentences do we have? Statement sentences, interrogative sentences, optative sentences, and exclamatory sentences. Now, what is a statement sentence? A sentence which gives a piece of information or a fact and it ends with a full stop. But ending with a full stop is not the distinguishing feature of a statement sentence. The distinguishing feature is what? It is that the sentence should be giving conveying a piece of information or a fact. Point number one. Point number two, question sentence or interrogative sentence. So an interrogative sentence is which one? Obviously which conveys a question, which definitely asks a question. How are you? What are you doing tonight? What do you prefer to have for lunch today? Like that. Okay, what will you prefer to have for lunch today? Can you do me a favor? Like this. What is optative sentence? Optative sentence is one which expresses a wish. May you live for long. May God bless you. So this is optative. Wish. Wishes are being expressed. Then is exclamatory sentence. What a beautiful flower. What a lovely dress. What a wonderful sight to behold. Finally comes the last genre, imperative sentence. Please bring me a glass of water. You should follow my advice. Now, you should follow my advice is not imperative sentence. I will just tell you the difference between these two. Follow my advice. Then if you say, go out of this place, just go out of this place and don't disturb me, the tone is changing. Please bring me a glass of water. Request. Go out of this place and don't disturb me. Order. Okay, so categorically, let's see. Just before that, I would like to draw your attention to the difference between those two sentences. You should follow my advice and follow my advice. There is a very subtle line of difference between these two sentences, which actually makes one assertive sentence and the other imperative sentence. What is that? I will be discussing this afresh and anew in a video on types of sentences. But here, since the context just crept in, just let me not overlook it and just let you know what it is. If I am saying you should follow my advice, then I am telling you a sentence. I am giving you a kind of statement that you should follow my advice. I think you should follow my advice. Now, whether you want to follow my advice or not is up to you. You should follow my advice. That is my statement to you. But if I say follow my advice, then I am actually instructing you to follow my advice. There you are left with no other option but to follow my advice. I am not giving you any opinion. I am not giving you any kind of thought that is lurking in my mind. I'm just straight away giving you an instruction that follow my advice. So you are obliged to follow my advice. Now you will ask me, ma'am, what is the difference between these two sentences then? How will we understand that these two are two different sentences? First of all, in follow my advice, the verb is in its basic form, in its virgin form, just the form in which it should be. Follow my advice. So it is in the original form, the original form. But if I am saying you should follow my advice, should follow is a modal, should is a modal, right? So when you are coupling should with follow, it is no more in the original form. It is no more in the basic form. It has changed its form and adopted something new by coupling with the modal, that is should. So, in an assertive sentence, you are most welcome to use any modal. But in the case of sentence like imperative sentence, in case of imperative sentence, we always use the basic form of the verb, that is follow my advice, go out of here, bring me a glass of water, cook me my dish. So you see, basic forms of verbs, we are not moving into any kind of coupling with modals like can, could, should, shall, will, would, right? So that's it. Now coming back to our main forte or main focus, that is narration. The first types of sentence that I should do with you today is statement sentence. I will be taking up, as I always do in the other genres of grammar, I will be taking up one category with each video. So this one will be particularly focused on statement sentences, right? If my video length permits, I will also couple imperative with this, but interrogative sentence will be done totally in a new video, because that will again be a very big chapter to cover. Okay, so number one, in statement sentences, the first thing that you need to know is the nitty-gritty of verb changes, the tense changes that we have to follow. Number one, simple present tense will change to simple past tense. Simple past tense will change to past perfect tense. Please note this down. Past perfect tense will remain past perfect tense. Present perfect tense will change to past perfect tense. Present continuous tense will change to past continuous tense. And past continuous tense will change to past perfect continuous tense. So if I say A said to B, now this portion I will not change, A said to B, because it is impossible for me to imagine new names with every sentence. I am not so good at nomenclature, trust me. So I will just go with A said to B format. So A said to B, I love to go for a walk. So A told B. In statement sentences, we are going to change said to told. Remember, with said you use the preposition to. A said to B. But in case of told, you don't use the preposition to. It is a very common mistake which is found up to class 10. 11, 12 standard students, they don't have this direct narration, but up to class 10, I have seen this mistake in majority of copies. Please remember, you don't say A told to B. You say A told B, but you say A said to B. So said, this reporting verb, it takes the preposition to on contrast to told, which avoids any preposition with it. And that is a law without any exception. So please don't hanker for any kind of exception. There is no exception that you can rely upon, right? So A told B, that should be the be all and end all reporting format of a statement sentence. A statement sentence being one which conveys a piece of information or a fact, right? A told B, that should be there. Okay, you cannot omit that. So A told B that. Now coming back. Present tense, I love to go for a walk. Love, to go is infinitive, leave it out. Love is the simple present tense. A told B that he, that is A. A is saying I love. So A loved, simple present converting to simple past, loved to go for a walk. A said to B, I want that pen. A told B that. A wanted that pen. Now, A said to B, I went to party last night or yesterday night. A told B that. He went, already in the speech it is given went. So past tense, it will become he had gone to a party the night before. I will come to that change later on. First focus on the tense. A said to B, I drank milk a few hours back. A told B that he had drunk drunk V3 participle form milk a few hours back. Simple present becomes simple past becomes past perfect. Now, what will happen to past perfect? A said to B, I had done the job. A told B that he had done the job. There is no change that you can probably bring in here, right? A said to B, I have done the job. HAVE. A told B that he had done the job, right? That he had done the job. Clear? Now, if I tell you, A said to B, I was walking down the lane today evening. A told B that he had been walking, that is past perfect continuous. He had been walking down the lane that day evening. This part I will tell you later. First concentrate, as I told you, on the tense, right? So A told B that he had been walking down the lane that day evening. Now if I tell you, A said to B, I am recording a video now. So A told B that A was recording a video then. So have you followed the change of tenses? Simple present, simple past, past perfect. Present perfect also becomes past perfect, and past perfect remains as past perfect. Present continuous becomes past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Done? Clear? Now I will come to those nitty-gritties. If there is this in the direct speech, it will become that. If there is here, it will become there. If there is now, it will become then. If there is yesterday, it will become the day before or the previous day. If there is tomorrow, it will become the next day or the day after. If it is today, it will become that day, right? And if it is now, it will become then. This I have already told you. And this will become that. And ago will become before. A said to B, I met him 2 years ago. A told B that he had met him 2 years before, right? So this is the nitty-gritty. This is the details or the meticulous study of statement sentences in brief, right? So if I tell you, A said to B, please give me this I want this pen. I want this pen. A told B that he wanted that pen. A said to B, I do not want to miss this class. A told B that he did not want to miss that class. Okay, A said to B, I am swimming right now. A told B that he was swimming right then. So as you can very well understand, I think you have by now understood the nitty-gritties of the statement sentences. Now we move on to the next category, that is interrogative sentence. Interrogative I'll do in the next video. Imperative sentence. Now in imperative sentence, first I would like to categorize it into certain sections. Number 1, teacher student. Number 2, master servant. Number 2, military, commander-in-chief and soldiers. And number 4, mother child. Number 5, doctor patient. Okay, so number 1 is teacher student. So in case of teacher student, the reporting verb that you are going to use is instructed. The teacher said to the student, please do your homework. The teacher instructed the student to do his homework. So the teacher instructed the student. Please note, in case of imperative sentence, that is a sentence conveying a wish or a command, a request or a command, we do not use that. A instructed B, that is the teacher instructed the student to, directly you say to, infinitive, do his homework. Please don't bring in that. It is going to change the orientation and make the sentence go haywire, right? Next is, as I told you, master servant. The master said to the servant, bring me a glass of water. The master ordered the servant, know that, to bring him a glass of water. So whatever is there, you just copy it. Just add the to. Whatever sentence is given, you just copy it. You just add the word to. The master ordered the servant to bring him a glass of water. Now if the master says, the master said to the servant, please bring me a glass of water. Then what do you say? The master ordered the servant, requested the servant. Since there is the word please, you don't use order. What will you use? You will use requested. This is why I chose two sentences. One with order, with please, the other without please. The master requested the servant to bring him a glass of water. Right now, next one is military. So if the commander is telling the soldiers, stand in a file, shoot right now, do not shoot before I order. So what will you say? The commander commanded, the major, the chief commanded the soldiers to. After commanded the soldiers, know that to, copy the sentence, stand in a file. The commander commanded the soldiers, the major commanded the soldiers to shoot right then. To shoot right then. Now we'll change to then. Now, if I tell you that the chief said to the soldiers, do not shoot until I order, what will you do? The commander, the major commanded the soldiers not to shoot. In this case, bring the not before the to. The major commanded the soldiers not. Then you continue to shoot until he ordered. Don't write the major commanded the soldiers to not shoot. Don't do that. The major commanded the soldiers not to shoot until he ordered. So here in the case of negative command, you will just put the not before the to. What will you do? You will just put the not before the to. And then you are just going to copy the sentence verbatim. Right? Done? Okay. Now coming to the next one, that is mother-child. The mother said to the child, drink milk every day. The mother advised the child. The mother advised. What will be the spelling of advised? A-D-V-I-S-E-D, because here advised is used as a verb, not a noun. The mother advised the child to drink milk every day. So true, after to, the sentence you copy. Don't put any that. The mother said to the child, do not go out in the dark. A negative instruction. So the mother advised the child not to, copy the sentence, go out in the dark. Not to. Please don't say the mother advised the child to not go out in the dark. It is haywire. It is absolutely wrong. The mother advised the child not to go out in the dark. Now final, doctor-patient. So in case of doctor-patient, what should be the reporting verb? Obviously advised. So the doctor said to the patient, take your medicine on time. The doctor advised the patient to take his medicine on time. The doctor said to the patient, do not skip your meal. The doctor advised the patient not to skip his meal. Right? Please don't forget to change the pronouns to his and her. Don't keep it you or I. If you're keeping it unchanged as you or I, then as I told you, if the narrator is going and saying, take your medicine on time, then the meaning is absolutely changing. The doctor said, take your medicine on time. So I'm just changing the meaning. So this should not be done. Please keep this in mind and don't make this mistake. It's a very severe mistake. Another one I would just incorporate into this video before I end it off. That is, let's go. A said to B, let us go for a picnic today. Whenever there is let us, use the reporting verb proposed. So A proposed to B that. A proposed to B that they should go out for a picnic that day. A proposed to B, don't forget the to. A proposed to B that they should. Why should? Because let us. Whenever you see a sentence with let us in the narration, please use the modal should, that they should go out for a picnic that day. Right? So this is our chapter. This is our all the examples that we have in imperative, suggestion and assertive sentence or statement sentences, to be more accurate. Right? The next video that I will be making will be on interrogative sentences, and along with that, optative sentences and exclamatory sentences. Maybe I will divide them into 2 more videos. Right? So till then, keep practicing from Renan Martin. Ask me the doubts in the chat box or in the messenger section of this video or in the WhatsApp chat, those who know me personally. Right? But please practice. Without practice, you are just going to lose it. That is, you will not be able to memorize it well. Okay. Thank you. Stay well in the pandemic, maintain social distance, and stay safe. Thank you.